It is I, it is me, it is she, Barbie P. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to my channel. Of course, I do play a skinty. I'm a pretty and healthy gal, and I'm a pretty and healthy girl habits I implement into my life every day. Now, we are going to jump into this video, but you already know, before we jump into the video, I am not a doctor, dietitian, psychiatrist, therapist, or Jesus. So I always recommend that you seek professional help on your weight loss, fat loss journey. However, I am just a girlie that lost 107 pounds. And these are just simply the tips and tricks that help me out. So hopefully they will help you out. Now, what if I told you your biggest obstacle to your weight loss journey is? It's not you. Clutch your pearls. It's the people you love the most. For many of us, family gatherings, dinners, or even daily habits at home can quietly sabotage our goals. In this video, I'm going to break down how overweight big back family members can unintentionally or intentionally keep you stuck, and how to navigate the emotional battlefield without damaging your relationships or your progress. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. And if you like content like this, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. I'm on my way to 10K, okay? We are on the road to 10K. And I believe it is coming soon, because you got to speak this thing. But anyway, the emotional traps families create. Guilt and emotional blackmail. I know you've heard this before. You used to eat with us, now you think you better? You're breaking the family tradition by skipping the cake or trying Big Mama's sweet potato pie. The psychology pattern is pretty much food equals love equals acceptance. But the solution is simply using loving boundaries and just saying, I love our family time, but I'm also focusing on my health. So, I had to do this recently, okay? Celebrating Mother's Day with some family members. And what I do is whenever we go out to eat, I always tell them to send me the restaurant so I can look it up and see what they have. I kind of plan my calories around it, plan my day around it. If there's something that I really want to try, I'm not saying I will cut back the day, but I might have like a protein shake and just snack on fruit and berries and peppers so I can have like the bulk of my calories with whatever I decide to choose at the restaurant. So that's what I asked the family member. And they wanted to go to a buffet. And I said, okay, that's fine, I know what to do. And if you would have talked to me 2-3 years ago, it probably would have been really hard for me to go to that buffet, and I probably would have went all out. But testimony services, I did not go all out. I went to the buffet. I had baked chicken with cabbage and a salad. That's what I had. And I still got to spend time with my family. I still got to love on everybody, but I didn't overeat. I walked away from the table feeling good, feeling accomplished. Okay? So you have to set the boundaries. And simple, if family cannot respect your boundaries, it's time to cut that family off, or you just don't hang out with them. I'm gonna be something. Yeah, just don't hang out. They're gonna keep pushing food on you and keep, forcing you to eat or trying to force you to eat or whatever, getting you out of your goals. Like, you just don't need to be around those people. Which goes to my next point. The enablers and food pushers. Overfeeding at family dinners and leaving snacks everywhere. We just gonna pause right here. Okay, now of course the psychology is their comfort with overeating becomes threatening when you change. So pretty much by them having snacks and overfeeding at the dinners and stuff, when you come in, eating your salad, or you come in with a small plate. Because I went to Target today. I have a video on that later. I went to Target today, and I wanted a small plate because I said I want to start eating off smaller plates, because when me and my husband were out of town, I don't know what type of plate that they had, but they had this really cute plate, and I just was like, this is the perfect plate for eating off. It was the perfect size. You could still get, your carbs, your protein, your fiber. You could still get everything, but it was just a smaller plate. And I said, you know what? I'm getting a smaller plate. And that's all you need, because your stomach is literally the size of your fist, or maybe 2 fists. So if you're eating a ginormous plate of food, you're eating like 5-6 stomachs worth. And then that's just your lunch. That's not even dinner or your snacks. But anyway, they use their comfort with overeating. No, their comfort with overeating becomes threatened when you start to change. So I had this happen with me with family members, because we was the big back pack. We were the pack of big backs. And we would go into the, buffets, and we would tear it up. And because of that environment, because everyone else is overeating, it's like, it's fine, quote unquote, if you overeat. And, once I got older and I started really realizing, I'm like, this is not cute. This isn't good. So I started changing. And I started my weight loss journey, of course, March 1st, 2021, I think. Wow, 4 years. But when I started my journey, and I would see certain family members, they're like, oh, you're not going to eat? I just made collard greens and cornbread, black-eyed peas, ham hock, meatloaf, and cornbread. And I made honey sweet potato cornbread like you like. And because I was a big bag. That was a hard fight. I was sitting there sweating for my life, y'all. I was sweating. And there was sometimes I did fall. I fell and had a plate or 2 and took a plate home. But once I started really okay, I'm getting focused, I'm locking in, I can't talk to you as much. I can't visit these family members as much. Or, to build my strength up. And then once I started building my strength up and my discipline up, when I did see these family members, I brought the Volt. What is the Volt, you ask? My lunchbox. I have my fruit in there. I have my peppers. I have protein shakes. I have my meal in there, because I don't know how long I'm staying, because you say, oh, I'm only going to be there for like an hour, and then 6 hours later, you leave your family or a friend's house or whatever. So I just pack enough to stay aligned with my goals. And that is me simply setting my boundaries. The solution is you can say, hey, I'm full, thank you. The food was great. You can just say that. You can avoid debates and redirect the conversations. And what I started doing is, when I would see certain family members, I would start asking them about themselves, or just kind of talking about other things, so they won't talk to me about my food or how much food that I have. And if they keep bringing up my food, then I do a mental note of, I'm not going to be hanging out with these family members as much. I'm not going to be, I'm just not, because I should not have to justify or defend myself in what I'm doing. I should not have to do it. And I think, too, understanding why your family sabotages you is simply the fear of change. They fear losing connection with you, and they fear that you're judging them. Because a lot of families, and especially for me in Black African American households, food is the center. So you would have food at every family function. You would have food just to hang out with someone. If someone's coming over, or family coming over to your house or apartment, whatever, you would have food. So with Black families, they associate food with spending time. They associate food with love. So when you start changing the way you eat and how you think about food, they're fearing they're losing their connection with you, because hold on, but we always used to eat together. We always used to do this together. You changed, this and that. Like I said, I had a family member over the Mother's Day weekend. We went to the buffet, show y'all what the plates look like. And I even left a little bit on the plate. And because I had just 2 plates, because the plates were kind of small, but you know, those 2 plates pretty much equal to 1 plate. And I didn't eat all of it. But the family I was around, they had like 5, 6 plates. And they were mountains. Like, even though it was a small plate, I would have took a picture of it, but I just didn't. But those plates were mountains. They were Mount Everest. Like, that's how tall. Like, it's like, okay, it's a small plate, so you're trying to pack as much as you can on the plate because you're trying to get your money's worth. The Big Back Mindset. Check that video out. And yeah, so they started saying, that's all you're going to eat? Look, you done lost 107 pounds. It's okay for you to eat a little something. And your husband going to be like, oh, I ain't got nothing to hold on to because you just losing too much weight. I'm like, well, I'm trying to lose another 25 to 30 pounds, okay? I'm trying to lose another 25 to 30 pounds. And eating this food, and y'all, it was a buffet, but it was a soul food buffet. And I mean real country, in the cut type of soul food where, you know, Big Mama and them is in the back cooking. Like, you had fried chicken, you had baked chicken, you had what's it called? Cornbread, bread pudding. Like, you had all those southern foods. And it was just a lot of food. But anyway, they will feel you start judging them, and they will start projecting their own struggles onto you. Your progress highlights their stagnation. Let me run that back. Your progress highlights their stagnation. The people that I'm talking about, I started my weight loss journey March 1st, 2021. We are in May of 2025. I lost 107 pounds, a whole bunch of inches, getting snatched, and just, you know, loving life. You know, the same people that I left in 2021, in 2025, they are the same, but bigger. They are bigger, y'all. So whenever they see me, even though whether they recognize it or not, they see how much I've changed in 4 years, and they see how much they have decreased, downgrade, whatever you want to say. They see how much they have not done nothing. And food becomes a battlefield for control. Because you used to be a big back like us, and now you're not a big back. So by you used to being a big back, maybe we can try pushing food back to you again, and by hoping that you will fall back into your big back habits. So that's why food becomes a battlefield. And you have to learn to address it. I'm going to do another video on how to maneuver, but also how to address like your weight loss haters and to just stay away from them, or just how to maneuver. But yeah. And then, okay, projecting their struggles onto you. So again, I had my salad, and I had no dressing. But I had no dressing. I had the lettuce with some peas, a little bit of bacon bits, some eggs, some cucumbers, and the little tomatoes. Yeah, no dressing at all. So by me eating like that, when they came back with their 2 plates from the first round, now mind you, we was only at the restaurant for maybe like an hour or so. Those 2 plates that I had, I sat there and I ate my food. I chewed, each bite, 10 to 20 times. I took a sip of water. I took a minute to just breathe and then kind of talk to them. Like, I was not inhaling the food to get more food. I worked on those 2 plates. But in that same time of those 2 plates, they had 5 to 6 plates. And now that I think about it, I think that one of them had like 7. So yeah. And then one of them had the nerve to say, oh, well, baked chicken has just as much salt in it, so you're better off with fried. And I was like, what? They're like, no, because whenever I eat that baked chicken, it has so much salt in it, it gives me a headache. And then I'm like, but you're eating fried chicken. And the family member was like, yes, it's fried, but the salt is in the bread and not the chicken. And I just kind of sat there in confusion, like, well, if you're eating the breading on the chicken, you're technically eating the salt. But not only you're eating the salt, you're eating the grease of the friedness. So it was pretty much projection, because I was able to go into a buffet, a soulful buffet at that, a place where I used to have the biggest big back activity, because we were the big back pack. And I was able to go in there and find the healthy, find the semi-low calorie, find the balance in that. And I had discipline. And yeah, I still got me an ice cream, and I got me an ice cream cone. I didn't have a 10-foot ice cream cone. I had about 3 swirls worth, like, you know, like a soft serve. So I had about 3 swirls, kind of like what I would get my dream cone from Chick-fil-A. That I love that soft serve. That's like my sweet treat. I like that. So I still had an ice cream. I still had a sweet treat. But did I dunk it in Oreos? No. Did I dip it in chocolate? No. Did I have a 2-foot ice cream cone? No. I had about 3 swirls worth, and I sat there with the family, and I had my ice cream. I didn't inhale it. I tasted it. I tasted the sweetness, the vanilla, and it was just so great, and it was amazing. And in that same time, within that hour, I only had like really just one balanced meal and a dessert, and they had pretty much about 3 to 4 meals and a dessert. So that shows you they were not being mindful. They were not thinking about what they were eating at all. They was just inhaling. But when they see me and my discipline, now they're trying to tell me baked chicken is bad for you because it's salty. Like, well, buttercup. If you want to talk about plates, let's talk about this mountain. Let's talk about Mount Everest that's on your plate. But anyway, it's a kind of like an unconscious habit, because some of them, they might be doing this and not even realizing it's sabotage. And then some, it's habits passed down for years, and it's hard to change overnight. So some of my family members, they don't even know that they have a big back mindset. They don't know it. They are just so used to it because they just been there all their life. Everyone eats there. It's a small country town. Nobody's really small for real, because everyone's big back. Even the small people are big back. Like, you're a smaller person, but you have a huge stomach and arms and all of that. So even the small people are big backs there, because it's a town pretty much known for food. But anyway, we're just going to go to the next part, the positive. Just how to navigate through these situations. You want to kind of like communicate without preaching the pretty and healthy girl gospel, because I realized when we have a big back mindset, the pretty and healthy girl gospel is just, it's unrelatable. They don't even, their mind is so small in the big back mindset, they can't even grow and think, expand into the pretty and healthy girl gospel. But anyway, instead of saying, I can't eat that, say, I'm choosing to eat differently right now. Or you can just say, like, I'm not really feeling it right now. I'm just glad to, spend some time with you, get to hang out with you, ... Again, you want to kind of reflect it off. So whenever it comes to you, you just want to shift it to something else. And not saying you can't have it, because I realize with some family members, when I say I can't have this, they will always go back to, well, you lost 100 and some pounds. You eat healthy all the time. You can have a little something. But yes, I probably could, but because I know me and I know what triggers me, this is going to be too triggering. I don't have to explain that to you at all, really. So, yes. But you can simply just avoid, saying that. You can just say, I choose to eat differently right now. And you can lead by a quiet example. Focus on your plate and not theirs. Don't lecture, just show results. Let the curiosity do the work. And I'll say you set boundaries with love. And that's pretty much a nice way of saying no. It's a nice way of saying no. You can say, like, I appreciate the offer, but right now I'm choosing to focus on my health. Let's make the family tradition that supports all of us feeling better, or let's just have, family time, like I will enjoy something later. And if you want to, you don't even have to be nice. Everything I'm really saying is more of a nicer way. If you want to be like, listen, I don't want to eat that, you can say it. And again, if your family members are having issues with you being healthy, being a part of the Pretty Healthy Girl Club, glowing up, leveling up, and all of that, then you just don't need to be around them. So the nice way to do it is to, you can say cute little nice things to redirect it or whatever. Or you can just simply be blunt and be like, no. So that's up to you. You choose. If you wake up and choose violence, that's fine. That is fine. Because at the end of the day, you have to deal with your body. You have to deal with your decisions that you make. So if you don't want to feel bad and all of that, girl, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Have a safe place plan. So that's simply, again, preparing your own food, bringing your own dishes, and then you can leave or change the environment if needed. So if you want to leave the environment, you can go. You can change the environment. Like some family, every time we see each other, they want to go out to eat. But I saw some other family, and I saw the same family. I said, hey, let's go bowling next time. And they was like, what? Bowling? I was like, yeah, let's go bowling next time. And some family members were down with that, and some family members weren't. The ones that weren't down, they'll probably come and just be eating pizza or whatever. But just kind of changing the activity so it's not solely based on food. Or like, hey, we're going to church. We're going to this service tonight. How about you come to that? Just changing the environment. And just know that you are always in control, not your family. You are in control. Your mindset stays unshakable. Remember why you are doing what you're doing. Remember why you're on your health journey. Remember your goals. Remember that girl you are becoming. If you're a man, that man that you're becoming. Remember that and stick to that. And if it does not align, if your family does not align with that, then pray on it and keep it pushing. You can love your family and still protect your goals. It is not your job to fix them, and it's not your job to honor them. It's your job to honor yourself and respect your boundaries that you have created. It's not easy when your own family becomes the hurdle, but the good news is you can always reach your goals without fighting them. And if you gotta fight, then squabble up. But anyway, have you ever faced any family food pushers, guilt trips? If you have, comment below your experience. I would love to hear how you handled it. If this video resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I will be talking about so much stuff. So yes, but until next time, Buttercup, make sure you're drinking your green juice. Go for your pretty and healthy girl walk. Meal prep your food because it is a sign of self-love. Mind your business and tend to your own business. Mind and tend to the business that pays you. And if it doesn't pay you, then you definitely need to be minding your own business. Until next time, I will catch you in the next one. Bye.